Welcome to Spotlight in Business. This is Tammy Defoe, and I'm proud to introduce you to Allan Pollett. He is one of our featured speakers over the years with Gtapreneurs, but I'm happy to say he will be one of our featured speakers at BizX 2025, happening on Tuesday, October 21st. This man is just a wealth of knowledge and experience in all things digital marketing, but he's going to have a special topic for our Business Expo all about making viral YouTube videos. So something we all want to do. We see these, how do you get a million views on your videos and stuff like that, right? And how it can help you, build your business. So thanks for coming on the show today, Allan. How are you?
Thanks for having me. That's always
You're
fun. I
you're
always love talking about whatever I talk about.
fantastic. I know, I've learned so much from you over the years. It's fantastic. But just tell us, how did you get into SEO and YouTube? And yeah.
So, I got into SEO long, long time ago. I'm one of the pioneers of the industry, strangely enough. I got into it around 1998. I started an online business back then and ran out of money building the business. So I just figured out, hey, you can actually look up the doctor, like the paper that Google was based on. So I actually read their doctoral paper and basically reverse engineered the search engine and got really good at that. And like people kept on hiring me to do that. So I just sort of walked into it because I didn't have the money to market myself.
Mhm.
So, and basically that's been kind of my philosophy all the way through this, like finding affordable ways to do your marketing, you know, uh, using either Google or YouTube or whatever it is, but affordable ways of doing it. Like, you know, I see so many SEO companies and they charge $3, $4, $5,000 per month
Mhm.
for stuff that I can do for a fraction of that cost, like maybe a couple $100 per month, same result.
Right.
And it's just, I always try to find affordable strategies. I always believe in trying to save my clients money because
Mhm.
I came from that kind of humble beginning myself where I was struggling and didn't have the money to afford it. I understand that concept. And I really do believe that there's ways of generating business that's affordable. And that's really the goal here. If you want to spend lots of money, you can, but you don't have to. And you can get
Mhm.
lots of really good results, especially with YouTube. Like we'll get into it. I mean, YouTube is crazy how much you can actually get paid for your own marketing, which is insane. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
you put out a YouTube video and you actually can get revenue from the views. And with every other marketing, you're putting out money. Well, this is something where you can actually get paid to market yourself, which is kind of fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, the internet has brought in so much opportunities for businesses. In the old days, it was like you got to pay for a billboard or pay for advertising on
Yeah.
TV or radio, but there's so many options, right? And I mean, even with YouTube, if you know how to do it right, it's just, again, it's ends up being no cost to you once you learn everything and you kind
Mhm.
of implement and stuff like that. Like I know you provide consultations to help people with their YouTube. Um,
Yeah.
then yeah, it is like take advantage of it, right? And you know, so it's very underutilized. And I think it's something that people like, I don't want to see myself on camera, they get too nervous, right?
Mhm.
So what do you say to those people?
Well, I think that's the biggest hindrance that people they do like one or two things. They do that. They get afraid to be on camera because they're like,
Mhm.
oh, I got to make it perfect. I have to have just the right lighting. I have to have just the right audio. Like I got to get the microphone. I got to get the lighting system. I got to put out all this money, or I got to hire a company to do it, and they just think it's like a huge cost, and they almost create their own hurdles
Mhm.
to do it.
Mhm.
The funny thing is, you know, most like most phones nowadays have pretty good cameras. And if you just have basic lighting,
Mhm.
you can actually, create a pretty good video. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. I said pretty good. I didn't say like it's like going to be like the next, professionally produced, blockbuster movie. It just has to be pretty good. The sound has to be good and the video has to be reasonably well lit and, reasonably good. Um, it's surprising how, you know, the level which people will watch, their expectations are much lower on YouTube in a way. And the funny thing is, when you overly produce it, strangely, you get almost the negative impact. People don't trust it. They don't think it's as natural. And so they can be a little standoffish, especially when you're trying to build it as a business. You want to come across as relatable and down to earth as possible. And if you kind of overproduce it, you almost feel like kind of corporate and like kind of like disconnected. So I say keep it simple. Get rid of all those hurdles. Just have reasonable lighting. Have the basic iPhone. And you can get away with that. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, but as a business owner, like, how important is it to make videos?
Well, so I'm gonna be a little bit biased here, right? Because I'm coming from an SEO standpoint. So I'm gonna say, the number one search engine is Google. Number two search engine is YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even close to what the number three site is on the web. Like Facebook gets about half the traffic of YouTube. It's insane. Like it's just like so much traffic is on YouTube. But because Google owns number one and number two, Google owns Google and Google owns YouTube, they give so much value to having that YouTube connection. So the story that I always tell people is way back when I wanted to start a new product within my SEO core services, and it was reputation management. And what I did was I created a really strong SEO page, a very optimized page about reputation management.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't rank. It was like 14th or something. It was just outside the top 10, which is actually pretty good for a page that you just created, but it's not where you need to be. You need to be in that top 10. So what I did was I put up a YouTube video, how to manage your reputation online, this kind of thing. And then I embedded that. I had that connection, that cross link between YouTube and my own personal site. Within a week, that page went to number one.
Wow.
I generated $100,000 worth of business in 1 month from that little trick of leveraging YouTube to promote or an organic page. So like there's the value Google gives when you say I like Google is amazing. They really do give like almost special treatment to their own stuff. Of course, they're going to do that, right? So they value that YouTube link. So for SEO purposes, huge. But the amount of business you can do with even like just saying, okay, I don't even want to have a website. I just want to do YouTube is huge. You can actually generate all your business just through YouTube alone without even having a website. It's pretty amazing how much you can do on YouTube if you know how to leverage it properly. Mm-hmm. So I think of it from the SEO point, but there's more that you can do, is my point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so for people out there who don't really know, SEO stands for search engine optimization. It's basically what you're doing to your website or your video, or help it rank well, right?
The main goal.
Yeah, my philosophy is that like having like a video that doesn't rank well or a website is like having a billboard in the desert that nobody sees.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you got to get seen. That's when I know when we have our networking events, always ask people, how did you find us? And they'll be like Google, and right, and email marketing, a bunch of other things, right? But it is something powerful to do it. But again, taking it to that next level of making it viral, right? We all want that, right? But obviously there's some kind of trick that most of us don't know. That's why I'm so excited to have you speaking to the audience on the 21st, because it is something that a lot of people know. And again, people you need to get over those nerves. They don't need to get over the fact that you don't have to be perfect. Because again, people are looking for authenticity, right? Like if you look at any of these big influencers out there, right? They're not perfect. They're doing this in their kitchen or something like that, right? Or where they're But the point is
one of the channels that I love to watch, he is literally filming it in his kitchen, and he has 2 million subscribers. He films it. He's been doing it for like many years in his kitchen. It's the funniest thing.
Cool. Nice. Yeah. Well, look, you know what? I'm so looking forward to it. Can you give us any success stories of people that you've helped with these the YouTube?
So the way, I mean, I just offer consulting currently.
Hmm.
I'm planning to do more with YouTube, but with the consulting, I've helped a few people, get like one of my clients, they got, what was it? It was like a few thousand, like off of like a $200 budget, they got a few thousand people coming to their client. They were a dental firm. So that's a reasonable success. But one of the things that I do is I always use myself as a guinea pig before I kind of develop whatever I develop. And I developed my own kind of community on YouTube. And one of the things I'm going to try to teach people is how to build communities. But with my community, I see it as sort of a legion of fans that you can kind of go to. They trust you. You have that reputation. You have that authority with them. And because of that, when I bring people onto my channel, on my YouTube channel, I can actually market their businesses. So
Hmm.
one of the people that I brought onto my channel in the last 3-4 months, we've generated about $500,000 in sales. So, he did well. I only get a small cut on that, but he did really well. And he's actually bought a Lamborghini. So I think he did reasonably well. I'm like, that's my Lamborghini. But he's done well. And I like helping people achieve their success. I think that's, the fun thing. And it's really just being authentic and really building those communities of people where that, they always say influencer. I kind of almost don't like the influencer word because it sounds kind of like a little bit shady, but you are an influencer when you are, you're in these people's houses. You're like, really, they people that watch you, they will watch you like daily. And just back in the day, when we think of like, oh, when we watch the TV in the back in the day, you you think all these people are celebrities. It's so funny. Like I remember one of my friends, he had a YouTube channel, 100 subscribers. Nobody nobody was watching it, but this one person watched his videos constantly. And so he randomly met this random person that just was one of those 100, one of those few 100, and they treated him like he was like, some like Hollywood celebrity. And it's funny how that is, but the people that, even if it's a small number, it's amazing how much impact you can have on those people. So one of the things that I always try to stress to people, it's not about getting 1 million subs. If you want 1 million subs that don't care about you, then sure, you can do that if you really want. But I'd rather have 1,000 people who really care about me and really follow me and think of me as that celebrity. Think of me as that influencer, that one that is going to give them whatever advice that they need to follow. And that's a way more valuable thing. And that's the goal with any of this. It's not really about going viral. It's going viral to what you need to achieve. Like it's like it, getting 1 million views on something, great. Getting 10,000 views on something where people value your opinion is even better.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I always tell people is viral is very relative term. And it's actually, I always see things, I'm very mathematical in the way I think. So the way I always look at it is this. If you have a channel of 1,000 subscribers, the reason I use 1,000 subscribers is it's the threshold to be monetized. So that's kind of like the big threshold, 1,000 subscribers. And you get a video that gets 2,000 views. That's a viral video. You're saying, well, 2,000 views, that's not that many. I've seen, 100 million views or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's based on the proportion of your channel. So typically 1,000 subscribers, this is all, as I said, it's all mathematical. 1,000 subscribers gets about 100 views per day. Okay, that's how it works. It's like a tenth of whatever. So if you put out a video, you're probably going to get 100 views on it. Okay, it's
Right.
just the way it works.
Yeah.
However, if you get a video that gets 2,000 views, which is about double your channel size, what that does, that's considered a viral video. Okay, because you're hitting way above your subscriber count. Okay, and what that does generally is you'll see your channel grow to get to that 10% of that number. So you can actually see your channel grow quite a lot just by getting consistently above what your subscriber count in views are. You see
Well,
how that works? Because
yeah,
it's all math. It's at the end of the day, it's all math.
yeah.
But typically, if you're getting 2,000 views, which is that viral video that I said, your channel is batting at a 20,000 subscriber rate. Does that make sense? So generally what you'll find is your subscribers will get up to that number. So you'll keep on building. Then if you can double that, and you'll build even more. So you can build very quickly if you know how to generate a viral video for your channel size, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be good. I think you're going to go into a little more detail in your presentation.
Yeah, of course.
The 21st, so, I'm sure the math all adds up like you're saying, but it's probably going to be good till we get all a little bit more detailed.
Well, how do you do that is the question, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, well, there's ways of achieving that. So
Exactly. Yeah. So you have to come out on October 21st to see Allan live, and of course meet myself and a whole bunch of other entrepreneurs to promote your own business. And that's it for today. So thanks for coming on the show today, Allan.
Okay, so I'm going to give a lot more tips.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
this is just a get to know you video and stuff like that, right? This is not about the educating them. People have to come out to the event if you want to learn how to make your YouTube video viral.
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Have a great rest of your day, Allan.
Bye.
Bye-bye.